Today we're going to talk about the vagus nerve. We're going to talk about how the vagus nerve is part of, have you ever heard of it? Have you been hearing that word, that part of the body? So it's the longest nerve in the body. It comes out of your brain stem. There's two branches. And it comes out of different parts of the brain, not necessarily the brainstem, but it comes out of different parts of the brain, and then it goes down in here, along with that where your pulse is, your carotid artery here, where you can feel your pulse. The vagus nerve is there too, and then it pokes down, wraps around your heart, and it pokes through your diaphragm and goes to your heart, your lungs, all the organs in your body. Goes down, right down to your bladder, your uterus, your prostate if you have one, and your digestive system, and your pancreas, everything, your liver. So the vagus nerve is a really big deal. Now, why is it such a big deal? The reason why it's such a big deal is it's part of something called the autonomic nervous system. So the autonomic nervous system, the balance of that part of your body, of that part of your nervous system, is really important to living a pain-free life. And having balance within your autonomic nervous system is a big deal. So what's your autonomic nervous system? Well, it is all the things that happen in your body that you're not super conscious about. We don't really think about digesting our food, beating our heart, our breath, and all our gynae, when we get our period and all those things, our cycle, all those things that happen in the body, our hormonal system, everything. So all those things that we're not super conscious of, that's what the autonomic nervous system is in charge of. And you've got what is it made up of? Well, it's made up of, one part of it is the giant vagus nerve. There's two branches, the longest nerve in the body going to all the organs. And then there's something called your sympathetic system. So that is really coming off more of your spine. So it's a big chain of nerves that goes down your spine, poking out through your spine to all different organs as well. And what it does though is it jazzes us up. So if we're feeling anxious, or if we're in a sporting competition and we're jazzed up and fired up, we're really into our sympathetic system. You may have heard of fight or flight. When there's a bear, you run away, your sympathetics are more in charge. They're more dominant. And then when you're calm, relaxed, maybe you do meditation or go for a walk in nature, that's more when your vagus nerve you're going to be supporting that system more, the restorative system. So the balance between those two is really important, isn't it? And that's what I would argue is at the root cause of all the symptoms in the body that become chronic, because of an imbalance in this part of our nervous system, our autonomic nervous system. So that's a little food for thought for you today. And what can you do to bring more balance to it? Well, usually we don't need to be more fired up and jazzed up and do more sporting competitions and that sort of thing, do we? We kind of get a lot of that in our daily life and our daily routine with the way life is right now. Busy, 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 go, go, go. That system is probably more overloaded than your vagus nerve, so your parasympathetic system. Anyways, these big words, doesn't matter. So how we support that more restorative side of things is we go for a walk in nature. We do some deep breathing throughout the day. We think about our posture. We do some really nice exercise. And just remember with exercise can actually be a stressor and really get into the sympathetic. So if you're constantly, doing more high intensity and you're someone who's working with chronic issues, then I would offer to you maybe add in some more restorative stuff like the yin yoga, more meditation, or, something like a gentle Pilates. Those types of things are really great. And more when you're doing some exercises, thinking about making them breathing exercises as opposed to really pushing yourself. So that can really help to bring more balance. So some people don't realize that even their exercise routine, they need to pick different exercises to bring more balance to that system. Now, I'm going to dive a little more into the parasympathetic, the restorative system, because I just think this is so cool. So Stephen Porges has done some research. It's called the Polyvagal Theory. And he's a scientist, he's a researcher. And clinicians like me, our practitioners, are super pumped about the information that he found in his research. So he actually believes it's not just the vagus nerve that's a part of the autonomic nervous system in that parasympathetic system. He, from his research, was noticing that 4 other nerves that come from the brain, so they're called cranial nerves as opposed to spinal nerves, come off your spine. Cranial nerves come off your brain. So 4 more, and they all innervate, they all go to facial muscles, and even this muscle here, cranial nerves 11, I think it is, accessory here, it doesn't matter, going to your face. The point is that he also then thinks that that big long vagus nerve, these 4 nerves that go to your facial muscles, are really important for having a balanced parasympathetic, being able to balance that parasympathetic system. And what he found also was that when this system is balanced, our autonomic nervous system, we can feel stress, but then we recover. We can restore ourselves. So our sleep becomes very restorative. So some people, we can live so much here that even their sleep isn't restorative. Some people wake up with a sore neck. Well, they weren't probably relaxed as they were sleeping, right? So what that means is he's linked an emotion to each different state, and it's with fear and without fear. Anyways, I'll get into that in a different video. I'll get more into it. But right now, just know that when the autonomic nervous system is in balance, he calls the emotional state a state of social engagement. And I love that he calls it that, because he doesn't say like life's great and everyone's happy and perfect and filled with joy all the time. No, it's a state of social engagement. You can engage in the world, be a part of it, and be able to cope with what's coming at you or coming for you. And so it's really neat to me that a state of social engagement. So, and what do we need to be in a state of social engagement? We need to be able to show our expression, right? So I love that he's added in with his new research the more detail into this autonomic nervous system, into the emotional state, and the state of adding in the facial nerves, which makes so much sense if a balance of the autonomic nervous systems means that the feeling is a state of social engagement. I hope you found that really interesting, and I will give you lots and lots and lots more information about the autonomic nervous system and balancing it. And yeah, more to come in the next live videos. Take care. Have a good one. Happy Tuesday. Bye-bye.